Hello, my name is Jamie and welcome back to the channel. Unlike any other channel that showcases Pokemon Go PvP content, my channel exclusively showcases Shadow Pokemon. So if you're into that type of content, I'd appreciate it if you could like and subscribe.
So let's get into today's video. Today's video is really exciting for myself as it's the first time anyone has submitted any battles to the channel with a team that I have created. So the team today is going to be the Swampert double poison strategy. Back in season 9, after I already hit legend, I was messing around with a few teams. I sat around 2800 ELO and this team did push me back above the 3000 ELO rating, so therefore this was a team that was good to reach legend. However, with every season, with move updates and obviously community days, metas change, and now the introduction of Walrus, it actually beats the entire team. However, all three Pokemon do have some counterplay, but that is going to be a huge threat and it is absolutely everywhere. So I'm super excited to see how Dubzilla 710 plays the way around this. Despite running a double poison in the back, they don't really share any common weaknesses. Drapion is only weak to ground, whereas Golbat does resist ground. And obviously Golbat is weak to confusion, whereas Drapion resists due to dark double resisting and psychic taking single damage. So it is kind of an ABB team, however not in respect as we're both weak to the dual type in the back. However, I always switch out of the lead as I do use Swampert as my anti-steal, as the two poisons do really struggle against steel. So in this first matchup, we picked up a lead against Scrafty. If they go straight pop, obviously there is a matchup that Swampert can win, but you obviously do want to switch out to try and draw out a steel type or something like a Swampert. The opposing Scrafty is staying in and they are going straight pop. We have sacrificed our Drapion. They have committed a shield. They've actually committed both shields, which is even better. And obviously Golbat can now come in and commit to the farm down. We probably are going to have to shield once because a boosted foul play would absolutely hurt. So let's see what Dubzilla does. Is he going to call the bait? He actually calls the bait. So great count on his part. And we do manage to commit to the farm down and we're up 2 shields. In comes a Talonflame, and you already know when shields are down, we can absolutely nuke the shit out of this thing. However, we choose to bank a bucket load of energy, swap into Swampert, and what is hiding in the back is an Alola Mola. So you can see we're in the season of Spice, and this opponent is bringing somewhat of Spice. Alola Mola isn't going to appreciate this Sludge Wave, and obviously Golbat isn't going to appreciate the Psychic. However, we have the Shadow Ball bank. We're hoping the Shadow Ball does KO. It does take out the Alola Mola, and the Talonflame quits the match, and we're off to a very impressive 1-0 start. Alola Mola is such a bulky Pokemon. You can see Shadow Ball, even with non-stab, still done 50% of its HP. That is absolutely why I love using Shadow Pokemon. So getting into game 2, we pick up a lead against Pikachu Libre. I appreciate it is the season of Spice, but I really don't think that Pikachu Libre wants to see Swampert. They go for the Flying Press, and it really doesn't do too much damage, and they now swap out into a Cottony. So obviously this opponent has entered the wrong league, and we're going to take that victory and move swiftly on. So if you are playing at this time, make sure you enter the right league, because I don't think your 500 CP Pokemon are really going to pick up too many victories in the Open Great League. Moving on into the next battle, we pick up a lead against the Toxicroak. Swampert does outpace Toxicroak, however counter does do a lot more damage than Mudshot, despite Mudshot hitting for super effective. It would be ideal if we could catch a move on our Golbat. Let's see how Dubzilla plays this one out. We tank the Mud Bomb and we actually switch out of Swampert when it is super low. We come in to Drapion, or is going to have to shield, as Mud Bomb would be hitting for super effective, and unfortunately on its Nuke's moveset we can only hit him for resisted. Crunch probably won't KO from this range, and we are going to look to probably Poison Sting down. Crunch lands, it doesn't KO, and we do Poison down before we get to the next move. We've got some residual energy for whatever comes in. We actually see a Typhlosion, great move timing, so we don't allow any free Incinerate. Sludge Bomb lands, and holy fucking crap, it nearly one-shots the Typhlosion. We're hoping 2 Poison Sting down. We actually throw just before they reach the Blast Burn. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. They actually make a great swap into Machamp. Counter comes through, takes us out. However, Golbat is going to be able to commit to the farm down. We are going to choose to shield this move up. We do correctly shield a Rock Slide, and the Typhlosion is going to have to dump all of its energy. Will Blast Burn one-shot the Golbat? Yes, it does, but Swampert comes in on 1 HP and a Dream, and Mudshots down and takes that game. So in that battle, the key to victory was switching out of Swampert, not allowing himself to get farmed down, and he'd come in on 1 HP and a Dream, and the Mudshot did manage to register before the really slow 5-turn Incinerate. In the next battle, we pick up a dreadful lead against the grass type. Venusaur super oppressive, however we've got 2 grass answers in the back, and we are now once again hard countered with a Galarian Stunfisk. However, they are going straight Rock Slide. Drapion doesn't need to shield, and with an energy lead you can actually flip this matchup if you manage to get a defense drop. So crunch lands, we do get the defense drop. This second crunch will put it in a range where we can perhaps flip switch. The opponent, once again, they get a double defense drop, so we absolutely can now poison Sting down despite it being resisted. Let's see if we do make a play for switch. That's exactly what Dubzilla does. He doesn't commit to the farm down. However, I highly doubt the Stunfisk is going to shield on 1 HP and a Dream. So we do manage to flip the opening matchup, and even though Venusaur comes in, we've got hardly any HP, but we are resisting Vine Whip. We get to a crunch, we actually get our shield back. Absolute best case scenario, and Golbat is an absolute wall to Venusaur. Due to its poison flying typing, we resist absolutely everything. You can see it does hardly any damage, and the opponent decides to quit the battle. So you can already guess that this would be Venusaur, double tank, and stupid fucking Wallface, aka Bastiodon, absolutely didn't want any of the work Shadow Swampert was about to put on it. And that was a beautiful matchup. Moving on into the next battle. Speaking of fucking Wallface, we see Wallface in the lead. They make a switch into Frostlass, and we come in with Drapion. So this is a pretty good matchup. However, Avalanche does absolutely do huge damage, so we do have to shield it up. However, we do outpace to these crunches despite being slightly behind on energy. So once again, we do draw a shield. The opponent is going into the 2 shield by the looks of it. And I don't know if we switched out quick enough, but if you are quick on the swap, you can actually win this matchup. But you see another Powder Snow go through, so it is looking like we probably could lose this matchup. However, the opponent decides to take shield advantage, which is pretty good for us, as there's absolutely nothing that Wallface can do to Swampert. And Drapion is going to put in a lot of work at this HP. If the opponent commits to the smackdown, we are going to get off multiple moves, so another crunch is coming through, and this Bastiodon's already into the yellow. The opponent makes a switch now into Gallade, and this is going to be tricky. Golbat can obviously hit for super effective, but we are taking super effective from confusion, so I've got no idea why the opponent quit the battle there. I think they could have committed to the confusion down, but we managed to go a perfect 5-0 in the first set. So getting on into set number 2. We lead Shadow Swampert into Metachan, so much like Scrafty, it's all depending on how the opponent wants to play this matchup. If they go straight pop, we will get to multiple charge moves and not have to shield. However, if they land a Psychic, it'll obviously do huge damage. We land a Hydro Cannon, we make a swap into Drapion. The opponent switches out super late into Lapras. Lapras does get outpaced, so this is probably a matchup that the opponent is not going to win. We land the crunch. We get to the second crunch before the Lapras has even thrown a charge move. So the opponent's already forced to shield. It was actually a CMP tie. So we can now shield this up and we'll outpace to the next move, and we will actually be able to flip that opening matchup. Golbat does have a really good matchup against Metachan. Obviously, Ice Punch and Psychic would hit for super effective. Our quick move of Wing Attack will also be hitting for super effective. Back out comes the Metachan, and best case scenario for us, they are dumping some energy. It's just a pop. Are we going to make the crunch? Unfortunately, we just get farm down. We can come in with Golbat and commit to the farm down. They've already shown that they have pop. We correctly shield a Psychic. Boosted Psychic probably would have one-shot. In the back is an Electrode. So we are going to debuff with a Poison Fang and probably make a swap into Swampert with the debuff. This Hydro Cannon is absolutely going to one-shot. However, the opponent is at 5. Are they running Hyper Beam? Let's find out. Holy crap, we do get Hyper Beam. Back out comes Golbat. We do make the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball will one-shot this Electrode from this range, and we should be able to Wing Attack down the Metachan, and we take that battle. So beautiful endgame there. The opponent was probably running Hyper Beam and Discharge. I think if they were on foul play, we could have lost, but you love to see it. I love to see beams land, even if it's ourselves getting beamed. Another beautiful victory there from Dubzilla. Moving on into the next battle. We see yet another counter user in the lead. This time it is Toxicroak. So it looks like everyone is out hunting Walrus and Registeel. Obviously, Walrus and Registeel are two things that our backline want to avoid. However, it looks like everyone is running anti-meta. So the opponent chooses to make a swap into Ariados. We are staying in with Swampert. We do draw a shield with the Hydro Cannon, and we come in with Drapion, and we are going to fire off these crunches. So obviously the idea of this matchup, we'd really like to get our Golbat aligned to the Toxicroak, because much like the Venusaur matchup, Toxicroak can throw absolutely sweet fuck all against our Golbat. We resist absolutely everything and it's super squishy, so the wing attacks really do chunk. Unless they're running Mega Horn, we don't need to shield. So the opponent actually makes an aggressive swap now into Talonflame. We are looking to get to back-to-back moves, however we do allow Incinerate through. So Crunch lands, the opponent is now over farming. They're at 4 Incinerate, so this is getting a bit scary. The opponent chooses not to shield. We come in with Swampert in the middle of the Incinerate animation. We fire off his Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon does draw a shield. I imagine we are just going to let this go and we'll put it all on Golbat to clutch out this battle. It looks like the opponent is going for the Brave Bird, and it looks like the opponent has probably overtapped. They had the energy for a Flame Charge, and that Incinerate would have got them to the Brave Bird, but either way, Golbat is going to be able to clutch out this battle. In comes the Toxicroak. There's absolutely fuck all it can do. We go straight for the Shadow Ball. The opponent realises they're fucked up, and they leave the match. So GG's, and moving swiftly on. I'm actually not sure if they lagged or overtapped, but either way they had the move, but it would have made no difference. We could have shielded up and Golbat still would have clutched out that game. So it would have been a victory either way. And finally we do see the dreaded Walrus. This is going to be a huge problem for this team, so I'm really excited to see how we play our way out of this one. They are going straight Icicle Spear, and holy crap, that does huge damage. We are going to fire back in return a Sludge Wave. Does the Walrus respect the Sludge Wave? They do not, and we now make an aggressive swap and snipe with Drapion. Beautifully played opening matchup. They now actually come in with a Quillfish, so it's the battle of the Poison Sting users. However, Crunch is a far better move than Aqua Tail. Crunch lands, it gets them deep into the yellow. You can see when Aqua Tail lands, it gets us into the yellow as well. We are at a health advantage, and we did actually get an energy lead. So this Quillfish is now going to be forced to shield if they want to make a play for switch. They do shield it up. We sneak a Poison Sting in. So let's see if Dubzilla wants to return the shield. We do. With the extra Poison Sting, we should reach it one turn before they reach the Aqua Tail. So is the opponent willing to go down 2 shields? We're about to find out. No, they do not. So we maintain alignment. And what is in the back? In the back is a Sableye. And my gosh, Sableye is in a world of trouble. It looks like the opponent is going to try and Shadow Claw us down. They actually get scared, dump their energy, which is best case for us. So Golbat should be in a prime position now to clutch up this battle. So we come in with Golbat, even though Poison Fang is resisted. We could just Poison Fang and take it. We are going to shield up the potential return. It's just a foul play. The opponent should make one more. We actually look to catch the second foul play on Swampert. We just managed to Mud Shot down and we take that battle. It looks like the opponent was trying to double up on moves, one to draw the Golbat shield and obviously one to KO with the additional Shadow Claw damage. That would have been the play, but we still had the low health Swampert and they managed to Mud Shot down and we take the match. Moving on into the next battle, we see Trevadent in the lead. Once again, like I've said in previous battles, we've got 2 great grass responses in the back, and Trevadent is an even worse response to Drapion, as our lower cost charge move of Crunch would hit for super effective. The opponent did make a great swap to catch the charge move on Galarian Stunfisk, but as they switched out so late, we've already made 2 crunches and drawn a shield before they've even thrown a charge move. This is just a rock slide, which we will survive, and we're going to get off yet another crunch. Unfortunately, we haven't got a defense drop, so this will not KO or put it anywhere near into a Poison Sting down range. We are looking to make one more crunch, and unfortunately we do just fall short. I imagine we are going to have to come in with Swampert and use it as a damage sponge. Swampert really isn't a great damage sponge. Earthquake almost one-shots. We're looking to Mud Shot down, and unfortunately they do make a rock slide. We will shield this up. We do now have shield parity, but we've got loads of energy. If the Trevadent comes in and doesn't fire off his energy, we are going to make a Sludge Wave. Does Trevadent respect Sludge Wave from Shadow Swampert? Yes, they do. We now switch out into Golbat. They have the energy for a Shadow Ball. Are they going to bait, or are they going to throw Shadow Ball? We call the bait. Unfortunately, they are not baiting, and in the back is a Bastiodon. So we finally lose a battle, but you can't win them all. I think a really great attempt from Dubzilla in that battle, but was pretty hard countered. I really hate Trevadent, but you can see in that matchup why it is absolutely everywhere. It's one of the few grass types that really can threaten flyers. That Shadow Ball did near one shot, and obviously even against stuff like Skarmory, if you go Seed Bomb then Shadow Ball, you can win that matchup, which is absolutely ridiculous. But getting back into this one, we see a Deoxys in the lead, and they actually lagged a few turns, so we fired off a Sludge Wave with our Swampert. I'm not sure that is the play. I think straight Hydro Cannon is better DP, but either way, Sludge Wave does do more damage. They now switch out into a Munchlax. Once again, Munchlax isn't a great response to Drapion because we are resisting the licks, and they would have to land a Bulldoze to take us out. If this is a Bulldoze, it will KO. It's just a Body Slam, and as we are resisting Lick, we manage to Poison Sting down. So if they come back in with a Deoxys, we should hopefully make a crunch before we get farmed down. Back out comes a Deoxys. Are they willing to shield this Deoxys at such low health? Yes, they are. They are going to commit to the counter down. And we've got a super healthy Swampert and a super healthy Golbat, and we're up a shield. So this should be GG's. It's all going to depend on what's in the back. The Deoxys is going to have to fire Psycho Boost. We shield the first one. Obviously, have lowered the attack by 2 stages. This second Psycho Boost won't do nearly as much damage. We do tank that. In the back is a Nidoqueen. So we've got 2 great responses. Golbat and Swampert absolutely dominate Nidoqueen. Unless it's running Stone Edge, obviously, then Golbat would be very sad. But this Poison Fang will not KO. But either way, we choose to shield it up. And this Hydro Cannon is absolutely going to one-shot the Nidoqueen. See you fucking later, Nidoqueen. Get wrecked. Back out comes the Deoxys. We now swap out into Golbat. And this Psycho Boost might one-shot, but even if it does, we should be able to Mudshot down. It's actually a Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt doesn't KO, and Golbat wing attacks down, and we clutch out a beautiful 9-1 run. So just like to say a huge thank you to Dubzilla for the submission. It was really great to see someone use my team, and I'm even more happy to see that even in Season 11, with the addition of mons like Trevadent and Walrus, this team is still super OP. So if you'd also like your battle submitted on the channel, the link to the submission form is in the description down below. So just like to say thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.